Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Felissimo Friday and we have a new set of Felissimos. This is 300 to 320, and as you can see there's many different levels of color, which is awesome. So this set is called the Forest set. Look at all those colors in there. Isn't that pretty? So many colors in the forest. And the poem or the statement with it says, surrounded by colors of greenery, abundant fragrance of fresh fern, the tiny rustling sounds of the forest, vibrant vines swirl at each turn. Awesome. And of course we have the swatch sheet. So the pencils of Ken, again with the Felissimo 500s, the pencils are a chunkier pencil. They are a square pencil. They are fairly expensive, so these are not one that I would suggest you run out and buy. They are a really nice pencil. They color beautifully, and they have the greatest names. Like this one here is called Squirrel Squeak. You know, so they have some wonderful names in them, and they are a really nice pencil. You can either purchase these by purchasing the entire 500 set, which is what my husband did for me for our anniversary last year, or you can purchase them in a once a month subscription where you get one box every month. This is box number 16. And yeah, let's get swatching. Now, this swatch chart itself is a little bit smooth, and I have found that the pencils do not like the swatch chart very much. Let's turn that light down. It's a little bright. So let's turn that down so that you can actually see what I'm doing. So, the first one is called Rainfall Roar. And I have found that a sharpener with a large hole sharpens these quite nicely. The Mr. Pen works really nice. I have also used the um, Staedtler, the little blue round Staedtler. I did find that that one tends to tear the corners. So again, just starting off nice and smooth, a nice light layer, and going over it a couple of times. This is number 301. We will be coloring in the um, Monique de Wild's Winged Daydreams. Now I'm just going to put down a few layers here to get a dark color. Like so. And there we have Rainfall Roar. Now we're going to do Wild Basil or Basil, depending upon how you say it. Again, I'm going to sharpen it with the Mr. Pen sharpener. Get a nice point on it. This is Wild Basil or Basil. It's very close to the previous color. A little bit darker. More green in it, less blue. Very nice color. Very pretty color. And of course I will take these over to the other camera, which has a truer color level. So with greens, this camera doesn't like greens very much. This one is called Jungle Fruit. Also a really nice light green. And I will be trying to go through one box every Friday. However, things get in the way sometimes, and I end up missing one. But we will make sure that at some point we get through each of these boxes. I also have to go through and rearrange them so that they're in color order. And I have a wooden case that I'm putting them in, a drawer case that I'm putting them in. This one here is called Foliage Rustle. We're getting some really nice greens. So this is more of a grassy green kind of color, a lot more yellow in it. And the laydown of it's really nice. And we're going to go over here and do a few layers. And as you can see, the paper does not like taking too many layers. I have colored with these on an actual coloring page, and they do much better. Well, not these particular ones, but this set up to, I think it was 240 that I had already done up. This is Jurassic Ferns. Ooh, pretty. That's actually a really pretty color. Some of them do okay on this paper for the first couple of layers, and then they get all wonky. So this paper doesn't mind 1 or 2 layers, but if you try putting on too many or using a heavier hand, you'll have issues. So if you have this set and you have swatched them on your swatch chart that comes with the set, let me know how you felt about it, or if it's just me, because it could just be me. The next one is called Misty Bush. Misty Bush. Nice color. Nice array of greens in this set so far. Very pretty. And then the next one is Moss Vale. And it does have on the chart the English as well as the Japanese name. So this is Moss Vale. No, I do not have any idea what it says in Japanese. I assume it says the same thing in Japanese as it does in English, but you never know until you translate it, and then you know. But I haven't translated it. I figure it's there in English, that's what I'll use. All right. So that is Moss Vale, also a nice green. This is Glistening Glades, another wonderful green. We're getting a lot of greens with this, which is awesome because I was feeling a little left out on the greens with what we've gone through so far. And of course, this set is awesome for the upcoming spring. So if you want to color springtime stuff, there's the spring box, but there's also the forest box. Very nice. And that one is Glistening Glades. This one here is Snake Bite. Snake Bite. That sounds dangerous. Kind of looks a little dangerous too. It's a brown green. It's a very, very brown green, which is very good to have. It's a dirty green. I like dirty greens. All right. And that's Snake Bite. Showing more brown to you, but it does have some green in it. And this one here is Squirrel Squeak. I love the name of this pencil. Squirrel Squeak. Now, I have been asking and challenging people to utilize the names of the pencils into a little story. So if you do feel like doing that, write down the names as I go through them and put them together and make a little story with them because the names are just so fun. And I would post it in the comments below. I love reading them. I've had a couple of people do it and it's just hilarious and some of them are just so fun. That one is Squirrel Squeak, which is a bit of a brown. This one here is Rustic Steps. Rustic Steps. And it's got a lovely yellow to it. Like a really, really sandy tan color. One of those ones that the paper does not favor well. This one here is called Twinkling Stars. And I'm going to move it up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to close that, move that up. This one is Twinkling Stars. Ooh, that's a pretty yellow. Don't worry about the bits that come off. It's just because I've sharpened it to a sharp point. And it's knocking off a little bit of that sharp point. Twinkling Stars, which is a nice yellow. Just put down another little bit of a layer there. There we go. Sorry, don't mean to blow in your ear. This one is called Dawn Rays. Lovely peach tone. Would be fantastic for a beautiful sunrise. Put a little bit more pressure on it. Now I'm just using the side of the pencil and I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it because, like I said, they are fairly expensive and I don't want to use them all up or break them. So that's a lovely peach orange tone. And like I said, I will switch over to the other camera so you can see the colors better. Sometimes my close-up camera doesn't like showing true color. This one here is Rustic Woodland. Also a lovely tanny brown. This one here has a little bit more of the tan in it. And the other one had a little bit more of a green in it. Very, very nice. And this one here is Simba's Game. Simba's Game. Now we're getting into those brown tones, pink tones. Simba's Game is a nice creamy brown. Let's see, what's a good, almost a cinnamon kind of color. Just going to put down a good layer here. Very, very nice color. Like that. Like that color. It is in a beautiful color. This one is called Chestnut Hills. Chestnut Hills. And this is more of a salmon, kind of brown red color. I'm just going to put down a couple of layers here, trying to get that dark area so you can see it a little bit better. So that one is Chestnut Hills. This one is Tiger's Call. Just love the names that they came up for these. So this one is Tiger's Call. And it's a really good flesh tone. It's on the pinky side. Very nice color. And it's being washed out by the light. But I need the light to see, guys. Sorry. This one is called Grizzly Bear. Which is a lovely brown. It's actually a really nice brown. Just going to put another layer here. And then the next one is Rich Soil. Some of the color names make no sense for the color. For example, this one is called Rich Soil, and it's a very very red violet kind of color. But the names are not meant to match the colors. Some of them are, some of them are not. And like I said, this is a very red violet, and you're seeing the red in this camera, and in the other camera you will see the red violet. And then the last one is Silent Beetle. What a cool name. Silent Beetle. Which is a little bit deeper of a red violet. It's got a little bit more violet in it than red. Silent Beetle. Definitely something you would find in the forest. And there we have that. So I'm going to switch it back over to the main camera here, and we're going to go through the colors. So if you want to join me in join me and do the reading part of this, the writing part of this, write down these names: rainfall roar, sorry, wild basil, jungle fruit, foliage rustle, Jurassic ferns, misty bush, moss veil, glistening glades, snake bite, squirrel squeak, rustic steps, twinkling stars, dawn rays, rustic woodland, Simba's game, chestnut hills, tiger's call, grizzly bear, rich soil, and silent beetle. And as you can see, we've got some aquatic colors, we've got some foliage colors, some leaf colors, quite a few greens in here that are really nice, some earth tones, and then into a little bit of our flower tones as well as our sky tones like sunsets and suns and things like that. So a really good set of colors to build on. So we're going to switch over and we're going to actually be coloring this page here. So we're going to color one of these little birds. And I'll color one little bird with each set that is coming up until all the little birds are colored, because that would be fun. So I'm going to switch on over to the close-up camera here, and we're going to color a little bird. So the first color we're going to use is Rainfall Roar. No, actually we'll use Wild Basil first because it's a little bit darker. And I guess we're going to color this one because my brain said, okay, the furthest one first. So we're going to put in the shadowy areas here. I may even take another green and create more of a shadow area for the wings. And that's a different thing there. So we're just going to build up some of that color here around the edges. Like so. And then we're going to take our rainfall and we're going to put that in here. And we're not going to put it all the way up. Well, we're going to put it all the way up, but we're going to add some of the yellow green to brighten it up a little bit. So I want glistening glades. Which I think is this one. Yeah. Maybe not. It'll be alright. Maybe I'd rather have this one. Glistening Glades has a little bit too much of the dirty green in it. Once it goes on top of the blue-green, it gets a little... We could have also used the twinkling stars for a highlight. As well. Alright, now we're going to go back to our wild basil. No, the rainfall roar. Wild basil we did for the edge. We're just going to go back over top of the area that we put in the yellow green and blend that in. We're going to take some deeper green and do the edges a little more too. Alright, now we're going to take Jurassic Fern. And we're going to get right up into that edge, giving that shadowy color. Not getting too far out because the wild basil will do that part for us, but we want this part here to be a little bit darker than the wild basil area. Just gives it a little bit more depth. Like so. Alright, now we're going to start doing it, going into the green leaves on the wings here. And we're going to start with the misty bush. And then we're going to go in to the foliage rustle. Just going to bring that out a little bit. And then we're going to do this part here. And this part here. And then we're going to do, what's this one? This one. Nope, just did that one. Let's use a little bit of moss veil on this one. Just going to put a little bit of pressure in the shadowy areas. And building that color up. If my hand gets in the way, let me know. I know it's a very small space. So. And then this one here, we're going to do with the glistening glades. And we're going to take a little bit of the twinkling stars. We're just going to lighten up that edge. Same within here, going to lighten up that center area. And then we're going to do the same thing here, lightening up the edges. And then for this last one, we're going to take jungle fruit. we're going to go through and put all that down. And then we're going to go back with the foliage rustle. And we're just going to bring that out a little through the center. Like so. And then we're going to take the darker yellow and just add a little bit on the edges here. So this one is the Rustic Steps, which has a little bit more of a brown to it. And then we're going to take our grizzly bear. No, that's snake bite. Take grizzly bear and we're going to work grizzly bear into the dark areas here. Like so. And then we're going to add the rustic woodland. Blending those colors together. Like so. And then we have a pretty, pretty, pretty wing. Alright, now for our flower, we're going to start with the center area here. And I'm using the Tiger's Call first. Like so. And then we're going to use, should be Simba's Game. For this part. Like so. And then we're going to use our red violets for the outside. So we're going to use Silent Beetle first, because it's the darkest, just for our dark areas down here at the base. Like so. Put a little bit of edge there. And then we're going to use Rich Soil. We're just going to join those two together. And then we're going to take this one here, which is Dawn Rays. And we're going to color the center. And then we're going to take the Twinkling Stars, and we're going to color this part here. And there we have our flower. Now we're going to do the other side here. So we're going to start with, let's start with Jurassic ferns here. And a little bit of misty bush, I think. And foliage rustle down here. And we're just going to bring that out. And I want a little bit darker down here. And then we'll use a bit of the yellow. And then we've got our dark for the grizzly bear. Our dark color for the wing. And this is grizzly bear. And then we're going to use rustic woodland for the lighter part of the wing, like so. Alright, now for his little beak, we're going to use the rustic steps. And same with his feet. I'll put some grizzly bear on his feet as well. Alright, now we're going to take the red violet and we're going to go down his tail here. I'm not going to worry too much about the cross hatching and the major amounts of detail here. Now we're going in with Tiger's Call and we're just going to pull that red violet into the center, giving a highlight with the Tiger's Call. Such as that. Like so. And then we're going to do the same thing on his tummy, just with a different color. So we're going to use Simba's Game, and we're going to use the purple violet. So we're going to put the purple violet into all those shadowy areas. So, and then we're going to take Simba's game and we're going to pull those all in to the center. Blending those all together. I think I want to use Squirrel Squeak instead of, yeah, I want to use Squirrel Squeak on the feet instead of Grizzly Bear. So this is Squirrel Squeak. We'll use a little bit of it up here as well. And there we have our first little bird. I'm going to switch it over to the main camera so you can see him in full. And we have used every color, pretty much every color in the set on this little bird. So that is set number 16. Let's see if I can, there, that's a little better. And that is set number 16 with all of the colors of the set, which is Rainfall Roar, Wild Basil, Jungle Fruit, Foliage Rustle, Jurassic Ferns, Misty Bush, Moss Veil, Glistening Glades, Snake Bite, Squirrel Squeak, Rustic Steps, Twinkling Stars, Dawn Rays, Rustic Woodland, Simba's Game, Chestnut Hills, Tiger Call, Grizzly Bear, Rich Soil, and Silent Beetle. So those are all the names of the forest set. This is set number 16 of the 500 Felissimo colored pencils. We will continue next week on the next little bird, and we will continue until all 6 little birds are colored and the leaves and the branches of the tree they're standing on is colored. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this wonderful set of Felissimo colored pencils. And of course, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.